Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about should you do a no-till food plot or should you do a till food plot? If you've been following the channel for a while, which if you're not, we'd love to have you come along. You know what to do. We've done some videos on no-till food plots and they absolutely work, okay? So no-till food plot is something that you can do with very little equipment and very little invested in it. But there is a point in time where it kind of, different pieces of ground are going to respond well to it and some pieces won't. So here behind me, you can see there's some weeds and some things here, but this is actually a really nice stand of clover. The reason I've chosen this area is because it's very hilly, it's very rocky, and getting a tiller or any kind of ground engagement machine here is going to be really detrimental to the soil and erosion. Also, it's really tough on the equipment and the operator. So, for something like this, I've killed this off. Trying to get this clover taken care of. And I used Whitetail Food Plots USA. It's a buddy of mine, Paul, who owns the company. And we've used their clover blend and their plot perimeter blend, which has just a lot of really good mixes in there. This clover's done very, very well. Deer love it, the turkeys love it, and it just does a really nice little blanket out here of forage that they can eat that's actually helpful for them. It also puts nitrogen back in the soil. Clover is a great, great crop if you need nitrogen in your soil. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to fertilize this clover. I'm going to put some 5-20-20. I usually use like a 0-13-13 or a 0-20-20, but the co-op didn't have anything that was just a 0. Nitrogen is completely unnecessary for clover. It's not going to have any benefit from that, but it's really the potassium and the potash that's going to go in the soil and actually be helpful. By doing that, that's going to make this clover continue to get a boost here in kind of the late summer, and then early fall I'll do it again, and that should really help with the, this is kind of the wet season. As that fertilizer gets in the ground and the rain pushes it into the roots, it's going to make this clover explode. And I'll come out here and I'll mow, just some of these areas here, and when you knock those weeds back, the clover will take over and smother out the weeds, and that's the idea. Now I'll take you over to an area where I actually burned it with glyphosate, which is the generic term of Roundup, and that's just an area where the weeds continue to just absolutely take over everything we plant. So that's going to be more of an annual area. Annual plants are going to be more like a brassica, even some rye, oats, those kinds of things. But for a clover stand, this has actually done pretty well. We still have a good amount of weeds. This is year 3 on this plot, and all we've done here is kill everything off completely multiple times, 3 times. You do it 3, every different strata of weeds that come up. Kill those weeds, wait for them to grow back, kill the next strata of weeds, wait for it to come up, kill the next one. I'm gonna get to work because I'm getting attacked by low-flying aircrafts out here, but today is just a very casual video to give you kind of an update of what we've done out here as far as no-till food plots. I'm going to show you what fertilizer we have, and then we're going to get busy. So this is the setup I have. I have a little extension here. We're using this Bighorn 550 side by side that's provided to us by Bighorn, and it's been a good machine. We've worked it pretty hard. It's brand new and looking pretty rough, but this little extender here, I couldn't get this on the back because the bed comes out too much, but I used that extender, which we already had. If you don't have one of those things, put one on your barn or garage, you'll be glad you did. And this Spintex spinner, we've had this is probably the 4th season. It is on life support. This will probably be its last season, but I'm pretty confident that we're gonna be able to spread this fertilizer out. And again, we're just using a Super Rainbow product, which is 5-20-20. So not a whole lot to it. Spreader like this, put 1 bag in there, and then I'm going to put about 200 pounds per this acre plot, and that's not the full amount that you'll need, but I'll come back again on a dry day and fertilize it. But today we're kind of fighting rain, so it doesn't look like it now, but we've had some dark clouds, and I'm pretty confident we're going to get rain tonight. But this is the kind of stuff we want to try and fertilize. You can see the spots on here. It definitely needs some more nutrition in there, but it's a pretty nice little stand of clover. And again, those weeds are easy to get rid of. You just mow those things over. Okay, so I showed you the area over here where we've done the no-till and it's worked out really well. It's about 3 years of the seed growing and the clover really kind of taking shape, and you just maintain that. But behind me is where we had to burn it off because this has just been overrun with weeds. A lot of times you have a runoff where the water is going to push seed and push everything down here also, to where this has to be managed a lot more often. So what I'm going to do here, I've already killed this off. I did this about a week or two ago, and going into another plot, I'm going to till a plot, which I'll show you here in a moment. But right here, I'm going to cast some Dixie Grains and Radishes, Whitetail Foods Plots USA. You can get a Tractor Supply on their website, and that's a seed that's more like an oats and cereal rye, cereal grains, and it should really kind of grow, as people say, in the back of their pickup. So simple stuff, about a $35 bag spreader, bag of seed, a little bit of glyphosate to kill this stuff off, and we should have a decent stand of oats and rye and cereal grains and the things that deer like. So this is a little bit early to do it, but I'd rather skew a little bit early with a ton of rain in the forecast than wait too late, because we can always come back and put more out if we need to. I'm gonna get to doing that, and I'll take you over the other plot and show you where we're gonna have to till that. Before I forget, this is the Dixie Grains and Radish. This treat's about a 1/4 of an acre, which is perfect for right behind me. This is a little bit less than a 1/4 of an acre. It's probably more of like, I don't know, 1/5 of an acre. I have no idea, I haven't measured it, but it's not a 1/4 acre. So we're gonna do this a little bit heavier. You do have to seed heavier if you're doing a no-till food plot. Yes, there's a lot of thatch, and yes, there's a lot of grass still in here, dead grass, which will cover up the seed and actually give it a mulch, but you're not gonna have as much germination as if you actually till it, cultipack it, and then seed it. So I'm gonna get this out there. Good stuff, no filler. Almost perfect measurement. Can't beat that. Okay, I'm gonna make this kind of fast because even though my friends from other channels, in Florida and some other areas that are hot, listen, y'all choose to live there. I don't. But Tennessee is hot right now. But I wanted to show you, this is where I've killed this plot off. This needs to be tilled. There's just a ton of thatch, a ton of sticks and thorns and stuff, and this never has done a good perennial food plot. This plot will get tilled up here shortly, and I may spray it one more time. That'll kind of be up to what family time I have, but to give you an idea of the setup, I've mowed a trail here. I'll let this grow up a little bit more. I'm not going to keep this super mowed, but that's going to be an obvious trail going right up to that muddy. For great place for bow season, and it's also a really good spot for beginners or for someone who has never really been hunting and needs a relatively challenging yet also pretty foolproof setup. I mean, when you see all of this foliage around here, this will die down some. It's almost like becomes an arena, and this will all be plenty of food, lots of cover on the outsides, and it's just a fun place to hunt. And it's really just a fun place to watch wildlife, take the kids, and that's what we like to do. I do a lot more watching than I do hunting, but feeding these animals and taking care of our property is just a passion of ours, and we love doing it. So appreciate y'all coming along with me. I hope you guys are having fun. Let me know how you guys are doing, how you made out last year. If I missed something and you have some advice for me, I'm all ears. I am not a professional at this. This is just my property, my passion, something I love doing and something I love sharing. And we're 100% open to people giving feedback, but keep it cool or you'll get blocked. So we've had to block some people recently, which is kind of odd. We never had to do that before, but it's strange how, I don't know, maybe the hot weather or something has people just acting a fool, but you act a fool, you're gone. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, come back and see us, and I hope to catch you next one. Joe the Farmer. We out.